Morning folks, I'm Dave Canterbury with Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School, and I thought today we'd have a little discussion about Canterbury traps real quick, or body grip style traps. Canterbury being a brand name, body grip being the type of trap they are. And I believe this one's just a Duke body grip trap. But originally, when these traps were first created or brought out, you had like the 110, the 220, and the 330. And what that number meant was the pounds per square inch of closing pressure of that trap when it snapped and shut in X fashion. So this 110 would have been 110 pounds per square inch. Now there's so many different nomenclatures of traps. Some of the brands like Sleepy Creek, I believe it is, has ones called the 4-inch trap or the 4.5-inch trap, like this one is called a 420 series, a 450 series, something like that. And then they have like a 610 series that's more like a 220, that's like a 6-inch jaw diameter. So you kind of have to pay attention to jaw diameters nowadays more than closing pressure, especially if you are trying to follow legalities of your region, like in Ohio, where you're only allowed to use traps up to 5 inches in width or height on dry land. Anything that's over 5 inches but below 7 inches or at 7 inches has to be at least partially in water or in a water source. And then anything over 7 inches has to be completely submerged under the water. So there's some important legalities to remember with that too. But what I wanted to show you guys today was one of the things I get lots of questions about are the triggers on this dog. And there's different settings on this dog that do different things with the trap. And really what it boils down to is sensitivity. So let's take a closer look at this right now, and then we'll show you what we're talking about. Okay, so what you can see is on this trap, you have the dog, and then you have a set of whiskers that are your trigger. So you're going to squeeze or compress the spring and open this trap up in X fashion, and it closes in X fashion, just like that, okay? And when you set this trap, you drop this dog over the top of the triggers, and that sets the trap. And really what you have is you have 3 notches of sensitivity, and this back notch is the deepest notch. So it takes the most pressure on these whiskers to displace that dog and set off the trap. So if you were setting this in a location where you had lots of overflow, you had lots of leaves and things maybe running through that area in a water type set, then you might want it on a stronger setting that takes a little bit more to set it off. The most outside setting out here is your weakest or most sensitive setting, both because it's weaker because you have less travel distance of the jaws when they close, but it's also a lot more sensitive to displace that dog from the trap itself. So if you were setting this on like a log crossing set or something like that, you may want to go with the weakest setting. Now if you're targeting a larger animal on the size of trap that this is made to dispatch, like maybe a muskrat or something like that, then you may want to go to the center dog to make sure that you get a really good snap on that trap. And if you want to use a sensitive or a less sensitive setting on the dog, you can always go to a double spring type trap the same size to generate more killing power from the trap. But I've never seen anything the size of a muskrat or smaller ever trip one of these traps and it didn't kill them. I mean, it's just almost instantaneous. So that's just a little bit of information for you about the Canterbury or body grip type trap, and you can move these triggers anywhere you want to. They come pretty much straight down. You can spread them out any way you want to, but as long as that animal makes contact with one of those whiskers when he enters the frame of this trap, he's going to trip it off. Some people like them wide, some people like them narrow, some people like one of them up and one of them down. It's really up to you how you do that. I kind of keep mine spread out about the width of the animal's head that I'm trying to get so that he can put his head between those whiskers, and as soon as his shoulders hit it, it goes off. But again, that's really up to you how you set that up. Okay folks, well that was just some real quick information on body grip or Canterbury style traps. If you're new to trapping, that information is good to know and to understand. I'm Dave Canterbury of Reliance Outfitters in the Pathfinder School. I appreciate you joining me for this quick tip or trick video today. I thank you for your support. We thank you for everything you do for our school, for our family, and for our business, for all of our sponsors, instructors, affiliates, and friends, and I'll be back with another video as soon as I can. Thanks, guys.